Hey everyone, Matt Header here, and welcome back to another video. Now, I know I'm late on this. I know I said I'd get back to doing, banner reviews super fast, but I've been busy with school. I've been tired, I've had doctor appointments and stuff, so I'm sorry I'm delayed on this one. I promise I'll get the next one out as soon as I can. But let's begin. So this week we have Grim Reaper Hana, Drunken Swordmaster Lynn, Android MK99, Summer Innkeeper Loraine, and as usual, the standard hero banner, which you should just never summon on. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's just a big waste of gems. You're better off waiting for an actual hero rate boosted banner to come up. Let's begin. Grim Reaper Hana is just a niche arena hero. That's it, right? She has a fun gimmick where, she has some form of immortality. That's what her mechanic is. But outside of that, it doesn't do much. You can use her to cheese some, PvE stages, but she doesn't really perform anything outside of that. Not useful in any general PvE content, not useful in most PvP contents. And yeah, it's just a lackluster hero, so don't pull for her at all whatsoever. Drunken Swordmaster Lynn is just straight up useless. I don't know the last time I ever saw this unit being used. Lynn is just so trash. I cannot recall for the life of me when Lynn was used. It's just that bad of a unit, so please don't go for Lynn. Now, I know there's going to be always someone who's going to be like, oh, she was actually used in 2011 to cause a plane crash into a certain tower. Well, whatever, right? Don't pull for her. Now, Android MK99 is arguably the only good unit on this banner. However, she also has been falling off. Like, over the past year and a half or so, she no longer is at her prime. Prime MK99 was an absolute monster, okay? Because she was good in everything. All PvE content, all PvP content. She used to be so good. She isn't bad at them nowadays. There's just better options than her. So, yeah, she kind of has been falling off regarding to that. However, she is good. Like, she genuinely is good. She is a generic, strong range DPS whose entire strength is being able to do really good damage at really long range. However, once again, she doesn't provide much for the team. She is a very selfish unit. And it's kind of why she started to fall behind. Because if you're a support, you have lots of usage. And if you're a support and a DPS, you have infinite uses because you can be used on any team pretty much. But if you're a selfish DPS, you either have to be like the best DPS ever, or you slowly just get transitioned out because every DPS changes. But unless you provide utility to not only yourself, but to your teammate as well, you're not really going to have a permanent place in the meta. Very few pure DPSs manage to stay alive within the meta, whether it be for PvE or PvP. Utility is just too important of a thing for units to stay alive. For example, right, Hana, a completely useless unit outside of basic raids, is only useful in basic raids because she provides pretty good utility for basics, right? She has marked defense shred for basic. She has basic attack increases for basic. However, she does melee damage, right? It goes to show you how if a team has no other options and there's a relatively decent utility unit out there, it's going to be picked. And sadly, MK99 is just a selfish DPS. She doesn't provide any utility. Maybe if she gets buffed or something and her EX gets like light range defense shred or something, or if she just gets pure range defense shred, that would be pretty cool. However, then it would probably conflict with Chunryo. It's a weird situation, but she's been falling off. Summer Innkeeper Loraine, just not worth it. I don't even know what this unit does nowadays. Like, I really don't. I haven't seen her in so damn long. So yeah, I couldn't tell you much about it, except she's trash. Just don't use this unit, okay? God forbid the last time I saw her. Now that we've covered all the units, if you had to summon, who would you summon on? As a new player, I personally recommend holding on to your gems, but we've gotten a couple of peeks into the next patches, sorry. It's also not that incredible, so I don't know. If you had to summon, MK99 and her EX are probably the best option to go for, but I would just recommend honestly saving and just playing. And if you're new and you want a hero, MK99 is probably, the best out of the current four. However, you're perfectly fine clearing most of early to mid-game story. Well, it depends, right? You'll be perfectly fine through story if you just use something like Craig, Maya, Future Princess. that trio is generally going to be able to do most of story perfectly fine, because story is mostly a gear stat check and a skill check. If you fit all those criteria, your heroes aren't really going to change it too much. They only, give you leniency. Using better heroes will only make story easier, while using, less meta heroes will make it slightly harder. However, once again, if you have a favorite here, just pull for them. Guardian Tales, there's two ways to play. It's you either play it more efficiently or you play it less efficiently. There's really no wrong way. The game is free to play and casual friendly enough where you don't have to worry about making some God forbid game ending mistake that you're now going to have to atone for, 70 years while getting stoned. It's not that big of a deal. If you have a favorite, go for it. Don't feel bad. All you're doing is probably just setting yourself back a couple of weeks, which honestly, it's all RNG based pull wise. So it doesn't really matter. If you have a favorite, go for it. If you don't, if you want to pursue meta, just don't summon this week. MK99 is pretty okay to summon for, but also not that great to invest in. So yeah, that'll be it for the video. If you found it helpful, if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and join the community Discord, right? Super fun people there. We've been having loads of fun. We have crazy discussions, and yeah, I'll see you all in the next one.